All right. I'm trying. All right. Okay. All right. Shalom, brother Pete, DJ Pete. What's up? How you doing? How things over in Greece? Oh, I'm trying to get it together over here. Can y'all believe it? 2 days in a row. I've been going live 2 days in a row, and I'm going to explain why. It is because I have downgraded my StreamYard. I'm going to start concentrating on one thing. Not too much is putting videos together anymore. And I got into the 27th to continue using it with all the perks. But yeah, I decided to just concentrate on one thing because, you know, like I said, I'm trying to stop being on social media so much because the people are so damn cruel and I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time forward. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It's your girl, BeeSparrow Buzz Tweet Radio. Got some things that I want to talk about. Shout out to DJ Pete who slid through a moment ago. Good to see you, DJ Pete. Let's talk about these wildfires. Can we talk about these wildfires? Deadly and historic. spooked them. There was a lot of them. So I don't know, but it says that the wildfires are currently raging across hundreds of thousands of acres of the western United States, from Washington State down to California, and the blazes are pumping huge plumes of smoke into the atmosphere that extend across a distance of 4,000 miles. 4,000 miles. Data and it keeps coming, it keeps muting. I don't know why. So once again, I'm hoping y'all can hear me. So data and imagery collected by satellites such as the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Deep Space Climate Observatory, orbiting nearly 1,000,000 miles above the Earth, reveals, not surprisingly, that particularly dense areas of wildfire smoke are engulfing all of the West Coast states. But two long bands of smoke from these fires stretch much further inland, reaching as far east as the Great Lakes region, located roughly 2,500 miles away from the West Coast, with significant concentrations hovering above several inland states, including Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming in the Northwest, and Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas in the south of the country. Mm, 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 mm. This is serious, y'all. This is very serious. Maybe we should start planning over here in the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should start planning. In addition, smoke from the fires has traveled across the northern border far into the western Canadian provinces of British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. I know I didn't say that right, but who cares? Who's listening? As well as a chunk of northwestern Mexico, including Baja California. Two vast bands of smoke are also being blown westwards, far out into the Pacific Ocean, with the southernmost stretch almost reaching the Hawaiian Islands, which lie more than 2,300 miles from the West Coast. So people from Virginia, from as far as Virginia, my neck of the woods, are actually seeing smoke. Now I'm trying to look up, I'm looking off my balcony trying to look up to see if I see any smoke. It has been cloudy for the past few days, but I don't think it's smoke from the wildfires. I don't believe so. So California's fire season is worst ever, with October and November still to come. Oregon fire satellite images from Alameda Blaze show widespread devastation. The Air Now map also shows how the smoke is affecting air quality across the country. According to the EPA's Air Quality Index, numerous locations across the West Coast are currently experiencing unhealthy, very unhealthy or hazardous air. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. An unhealthy reading means that some members of the general public may experience adverse health effects, and members of sensitive groups may experience more serious health effects. Very unhealthy means that the risk of these effects are increased for everyone. And hazardous means a health warning of emergency conditions. Everyone is more likely to be affected. Does that mean the East Coast too? The air map doesn't provide real satellite imagery of the smoke, though. So if you would like to see more realistic images of the smoke plumes generated by the fires, check out NASA's Earth Observing System Data and Information System Worldwide Interactive Application, which provides a view of the Earth essentially as it looks now, as well as older snapshots of the planet. Ooh, this is too much. We going on to my next story. Y'all be careful out there. The smoke is traveling all the way to the East Coast. It has been seen from as far as Virginia, even New York. So please, y'all, be careful. That's all I got to say on that matter. Times is rough. Times is rough. This smoke all the way from the West Coast is being seen in some parts of the East Coast. Will we see fire? Well, you know what they say. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Trying to tell y'all right now. Okay, what's next on my list? Let me see. Let me see what's next on this Shooting the Facts chat room on Facebook. People are actually looting. People are actually looting in Oregon. And if you're a stranger, don't drive up in Oregon right now. You're going to get pulled over at gunpoint. This is what's happening in Oregon right now. And I promise you, as soon as I find my story, I'm going to bring it to you. I thought I had all this organized, but I guess I didn't. Let me see. I'm trying to find the story where people are looting in Oregon. I tell you, what's wrong with people? So Oregon residents are legally stopping drivers at gunpoint. This is crazy. Wow. Shalom, Brother Moshe Ben Yahuda. Good morning to you. People are actually looting in Oregon. Suspicious of looting have driven some residents of an Oregon county to illegally stop unfamiliar drivers at gunpoint, all while much of the county is under an evacuation. Let me share this right quick so I can have some type of visual. Here we go. Looters get shot. Y'all see the sign? Don't play. Wait a minute. I'm going to get it together, y'all. I promise. Y'all bear with me a moment. Trying to do too much at once. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the wildfires are devouring the West Coast, Washington State, Oregon, and California. And if I'm not mistaken, I read San Francisco was being devoured, was being affected by the fires also. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. So now we have people looting and people being stopped at gunpoint. So if you are a stranger driving through these neighborhoods, you might get pulled over. You might get stopped at gunpoint. Looters get shot. Let me read this article. It says, suspicions of looting have driven some residents of an Oregon county to illegally stop unfamiliar drivers at gunpoint, all while much of the county is under an evacuation order as wildfires rage. Clackamas County Sheriff Craig Roberts says several people in the county, in efforts to protect property, have been conducting armed checkpoints, stopping cars they didn't recognize. The first thing I'd ask them to do is please stop that, Roberts said during a Sunday news conference. It is illegal to stop anybody at gunpoint. Now people are starting to take matters into their own hands. Soon it's going to be unrest all over the place. This is expected, y'all. Remember, we're living in the last days, so this is expected. Don't be surprised by anything you see these days. My brother said Oregon is becoming like the Wild Wild West. Yes, yes, yes. The sheriff's office has already reached out to a number of them, he said. Many of the people re-entering the area were going back to retrieve their personal belongings. Hey, Reese. Hello, Reese. Can you hear me? Hello, Reese. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me in the chat room? Somebody please let me know quickly if you can hear me. Sharice. Oh, let me hit her up. Sharice, I can't hear you. Are you saying anything? No sound. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can somebody let me know if they can? Okay. So I have someone coming on the panel. It's having problems with her sound. So I'm going to keep reading. Oh, did I just lose my article? Yep. I think I did. This is what happens when I go live back to back. I get discombobulated. Did I say that word right? Okay, anyway, I lost my article. Okay, here we go. So we talking about Oregon becoming the Wild Wild West, where people are stopping strangers at gunpoint. They supporting their goods. They supporting all their stuff. I would be trying to get up out of there. No, Reese, I should be able to hear you. Hold on, people. Oh, she can't hear me, but the chat room can. So, let me tell her to go out and come back in. Okay, so Roberts said dispatchers received over 400% increase in calls out of the county for suspicious people since the fires began. Most of them were unfounded, though a small number of arrests have been made, he said. He didn't elaborate on the number of arrests or the nature of the offenses committed. As of Friday, there were at least 5 wildfires burning in Clackamas County, including the major Can you hear me, Reese? Something is wrong. Hold on. Something is wrong. You said you can. She said she can hear me, but well then say something. I can't hear you. Nope, I cannot hear you. I don't know what's going on. Shalom, DJ April Showers. So residents have crafted homemade signs lining wire fences and hazy yellow teen streets, all warning looters that they would be shot. A sign reads, "Looters get shot" outside a residence in Oregon in Clackamas County. Looters get shot, many of them threatened. So, hold on, folks. Hold on. Shalom, shalom. What's, Okay. I'm live now. on YouTube? Yep. Come on through. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, Lordy. Oh my goodness. And you, yes. Yeah. Okay. Love you too, brother. Sharice, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. I tell you what, go to my, okay, let me post the link. I don't know. You say you need to log in. Are you on Facebook? I don't know what's going on, Reese. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm talking about the fires in California can be seen on the East Coast as far as Virginia, New York. They are seeing the smoke from the fires on the West Coast. Oh, yeah. You might not want to use your work PC, Sharice. I don't know what to tell you, sis or cousin. That's my cousin, y'all. She wanted to jump on the panel and talk about these fires. But yeah, the fires can be seen as far as Virginia. Now, I'm in Washington, D.C., not too far from Virginia. Yesterday, I was on the phone talking to DJ April Showers, and I looked outside my balcony door, and I saw a bunch of birds flying all at once through the trees. I had never seen that before. I've been living here for 5 years. Never seen that before. It was like 1,000 of them flying through the trees. I'm wondering, were they flying south? What are they? Are they escaping something? So yes, the smoke from the fires on the West Coast can be seen as far as Virginia. Okay, let me get to my other story, because I've been wanting to talk about this for some time now. Let me see if I can't grab it right quick. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. This is my second day going live back to back. I'm trying to, like I was telling you earlier, I'll be downgrading. I have downgraded from StreamYard, but I got into the 27 to use all the amenities that I've been using with a paid subscription. But I unsubscribed, so I will be downgrading my account. I want to talk about Bree. Y'all know Bree. Okay, wait now. My cousin is still trying. Her avatar is buffering. I've never seen that before. But I want to talk about Bree. Y'all know Bree. Rest in peace, Bree. They trying to dirty up her name. They trying it. Trying to make her look bad. They're trying to make her look bad, y'all. We ain't gonna let that happen, though. I think these white folks are scared. They're getting scared because they're seeing us fighting back. They're not used to that because we're fed up. We're tired. And they're not used to seeing us fight back. Well, they better get used to it, because we got a lot of fight in us. We got over 400 years of fight in us. Can somebody post my YouTube link in the chat room? Sharice, you might have to go to my YouTube, or are you in Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Are you logged into Facebook? I think you are. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can get you on my YouTube. That might be what it is, because everybody else is in the chat room and everybody else can hear me and everybody else can chat. But I'm going to send you the link to my YouTube channel because I'm live on YouTube also. That might be better for you. That's my YouTube channel right there. Other than that, I don't know what's going on, cousin. I really don't. Okay, so let me get back to talking about Breonna Taylor. They trying to damage her name, trying to make her look bad. Trying to make the sister look bad. They don't even care that she's dead and gone. They have no respect for that. They trying to dirty her name amongst the living. That's crazy. That is crazy. At the first of the month, I got an article that said a DA offered Breonna Taylor's ex a deal to implicate her in his alleged crime. Prosecutors in the Breonna Taylor case allegedly offered an accused drug dealer a great deal if he agreed to besmirch the slain EMT worker's name. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Jamarcus Glover, Taylor's ex-boyfriend, is facing approximately 10 years in prison, but prosecutors were allegedly willing to knock the potential sentence all the way down to just probation if Glover would name Taylor as a person who was dealing drugs. Sam Aguilera, the attorney who is representing Taylor's family, was reportedly infuriated at this bit of news. The fact that they would try to even represent that she was a co-defendant in a criminal case more than a month after she died is absolutely disgusting, Aguilar said, according to multiple media reports. Taylor, as has been reported previously, was in her home at 1 a.m. on March 13, 2020. The girl ain't even March 13, 2020 was her last breath. And they trying to smear her name. Taylor was in her home at 1 a.m. on March 13, 2020, when members of the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department executed a no-knock warrant at her home. 3 officers busted down her door, allegedly without identifying themselves, which the officers deny. Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, who is a licensed gun owner, thought they were being burglarized and someone was trying to rob them. And so he opened fire, hitting one officer in the leg. The 3 officers then returned fire and struck Taylor, as reported, 8 times, killing her. And like my cousin said, the place was riddled with bullets. Bullets was found in other people's apartments. It was even reported that one of the police officers was shooting through the window. Couldn't see through the window. He just put his gun up there and started shooting. And we know that no drugs were found. And then prosecutors offered Glover a deal during negotiations to implicate Taylor as a member of a drug syndicate in order to reduce his potential sentence. Jesus. He refused to take the prosecutor's bait to slander Taylor's name. Good for him. You see how they do us? You see how they do us? And they've been doing this to us for years, honey. For years. So, and what I want to know is, when are they going to get tired of paying black people for killing us? When are they going to get tired of paying out all that money for killing so many black people. The city of Louisville expected to announce a substantial settlement in Breonna Taylor's shooting. The city of Louisville has reportedly reached a substantial financial settlement with the family of Breonna Taylor, a black EMT who was fatally shot in her Kentucky home during a no-knock drug raid back in March. This just happened in March, y'all. It seems like it happened 2 years ago. She is such a beautiful sister. I guess beauty don't matter when you got brown skin, unless you're dropping your drawers for the white man. The agreement, which will also include several policing reforms, is slated to be announced this afternoon. A source close to the matter told the Courier Journal, which is what I'm reading from. It comes 6 months after Taylor's death sparked protests nationwide, with demonstrators demanding criminal charges be brought in the case. There ain't that much hush money in the world. There ain't that much hush money in the world. The 26-year-old was shot and killed after Louisville Metro police officers broke down her door to serve a search warrant in connection with a man who did not live at the residence. Taylor had just tucked into bed for the night with her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, when cops arrived at the apartment in search of drugs, cash, and other evidence linked to a narcotics investigation. The commotion drew Walker from bed, and then he fired a warning shot, which authorities said struck Sergeant Mattingly in the thigh. I wouldn't be surprised. Not surprised. Let me see. This is not Mattingly. This is Brett Hankerston. This is Brett Hankerston. This is the one that had several lawsuits against him. Brett Hankerston. Who else we got? Let me see. John Mattingly is right here. This is the one that was shot in the leg. Let me see if I can't. Where is he at? Where he at? Cousin says she heard that the DA. Why can't I show your comments? The DA of Kentucky is a black Trump supporter. That's disgusting right there. That's crazy. Why can't I go to the next picture? This is driving me crazy. I was just able to do that. Anyway, This is the cop that was shot in the leg. His name is John Mattingly. Jonathan Mattingly. So anyway, in response, her family filed a wrongful death suit on April 27th, accusing the officers of excessive force and negligence in their search of Taylor's South End apartments. According to Wave 3, the settlement is expected to be one of the biggest sums of money the city has ever given out to settle allegations of police misconduct. Are they still going to get time, though? That's the question. They still deserve to serve time because there ain't that much money in the world. The largest amount paid so far was a hefty $8.5 million to Edwin Chandler in 2012, who was wrongfully imprisoned for more than 9 years after Detective Mark Handy perjured himself. They have not been arrested. The recently archived agreement is also expected to include updates to police department policy, including a requirement that commanders approve all search warrants before they go to a judge. It also will provide housing credits to officers who agree to live within the city, in addition to seeking drug and alcohol testing for officers involved in any future shooting. The city's response in this case has been delayed, and it's been frustrating, but the fact that they have been waiting to sit down and talk about significant reform was a step in the right direction, said the attorney. A Jefferson County grand jury in Kentucky is currently mulling whether to bring criminal charges in the Daley shooting. While Hankerson has been fired over the matter, there have been no charges filed in the case. So no April showers, no charges have been filed against these cops. Both Cosgrove and Mattingly remain on administrative reassignment on Tuesday. Wow, duh. I also wondered why the sheriff deputies that beat up the Walker dude, Roderick Walker, why haven't their names been released to the public? We don't know their names. All we know is that they beat up this black man who was in a lift. He wasn't even driving. They pulled the lift over for a broken signal light, a broken brake light. And they wanted to get ID from the passengers in the car. And those passengers are not required to give them their ID. And they have a right to ask why. Because Roderick Walker asked why, they pulled him out of the car and they beat him up. And the names of the officers have not been released to the public. I wonder why. And then police in LA wonder why 2 cops were shot. Because people are tired. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning that no one go out and shoot any cops. But what do you expect? It's like when you put a pot of water on the stove and you put the top over it and you turn on the stove and it boils, if you don't pay attention to it, that pot is going to explode. The lid is going to pop straight off. People are tired. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so you want us to feel sympathy for these two cops while we still hurting over Breonna Taylor. We still hurting over Tatiana Jefferson. We still hurting over Trayvon Martin. And I know that wasn't a cop killer, but it might as well have been, because you praised George Zimmerman for killing that brother. You wonder why people are starting to fire back at the cops. This is not it. This is just the beginning. I keep telling y'all, this is just the beginning. I know DJ April Showers sent me a link that said that the gangs in Chicago have come together and they are going to start firing back at cops. The FBI know about it. The FBI know about this. The gangs are coming together and they are starting to fire back at the cops because we are sick and tired of them beating up grown-ass men in front of our babies. We sick and tired of them killing our babies. Something is bound to happen. What do you expect? Now you want the community to come together and rally against brutality against. You want the community to come together and rally because blue lives matter. Ain't no such thing as no blue life. I ain't never seen nobody blue walk around here. Have you? So sick of these stupid heathens. I am so sick of them. And I know I'm not the only one. I know for sure I'm not the only one. They want us to feel sorry for these cops that's out here killing our people. They want us to feel sorry for these cops that are out here killing our people. What is wrong with them? Who in the hell do they think they are? Who do they think they are? Ooh, I done pissed myself off. Let me calm down. Woe to the wicked, brother. I said that yesterday. Woe unto them cops that think that we are going to get out there and march up and down for them when they're killing our people. Almost on a daily basis, if not. We're supposed to have sympathy for the cops and not care about our own people. Is that buffoonery or what? And then what really gets me is when we do start speaking up for ourselves and speaking up for our people, they say we're spreading hatred. So we can't even stand up for ourselves. We can't even fight for our rights, or we being hateful. So by now, everybody know about the two deputy sheriffs or the two cops in LA County or in LA that was shot. I don't feel bad. I'm sorry. Something inside of me will not allow me to feel bad for these officers. They probably good people too. It's just the situation and the circumstances. Every day you're waking up, you seeing a cop beating particularly a black man. We still don't know what happened to Sandra Bland, and I still can't believe that they actually took a picture of her and used it as they took a picture of her lifeless body. Cops are evil and they are gangbangers. These cops are gangbangers. I'm telling you, believe they are part of gangs themselves. They are gangbangers. Compton ambush on 2 deputies was a revenge attack against officers for recent police shootings against black men, not in just LA, but all over the country. We tired. We are tired. We still mad about Emmett Till. You got this lady still walking around that admitted that she lied, and she's still walking around. A lot of people even think that she's dead, but she's not. Her name is Carolyn Bryant. We still mad about Emmett Till. Do y'all remember how brutally they left Emmett Till 14 years old? We still mad about him. So you don't expect for us to be mad about what's happening to us today? And my brother said killers and cowards that hide behind a badge, but yet they had a nerve to call that man, that dude that shot them officers, they called him a coward. But y'all the biggest cowards I ever seen in my life, the police officers. When NWA rapped about F the Police back in the 80s, remember that song, F the Police? Y'all think they was just rapping? 2 LA County Sheriff's Department deputies were ambushed by an unknown man at 7 p.m. on Saturday night while they sat in their patrol car. Fox News reporter William LaJunci, but however you say his name, said Monday, Los Angeles police will not say this publicly, but some believe the ambush was a retaliation. DeJohn Kinsey was shot and killed by LA Sheriff's deputies on August 31st. The city is also investigating the shooting death of 18-year-old Andres Guardado. Officials have asked for help in identifying the gunman with a $175,000 reward. Harrowing dispatch calls reveals a shaky voice calling in the shooting. So yes, it is a retaliation. What do you expect? What do they expect? I don't know. I don't know, because y'all know those cops in LA, they gangbangers. They are part of a gang. And I believe Tupac knew something. That's why they got him. The cops are heavily involved in Tupac's death. What about the officers, the LA sheriff officers that was involved in a gang brawl? In Los Angeles County, Sheriff Alex Villanueva said that 26 officers may face discipline for their role in a 2018 brawl linked to the deputy gang Los Bandidos. These cops are gangbangers. One of many Villanueva has downplayed as a normal element of society, but says he'll shut down any if gangs mistreat or kill members of the public or the department. Deputy gangs are cliques. Deputy gangs, they call them deputy gangs or cliques, have been a clandestine event or element within the ranks of the LA County Sheriff's Department for decades, with suspected members performing policing duties while glorifying violence and subscribing to a culture resembling that of street gang officers contend with in the county. These officers are gang bangers. Who knows? It could have been gang related, those two that were shot the other day. They call them bandidos, los bandidos. Wait a minute. Los bandidos. They have been an element within the ranks of LA County Sheriff's Department for decades, with suspected members performing policing duties while glorifying violence and subscribing to a culture resembling that of a street gang. Ain't no resembling. They are street gangs. They street gang thugs with uniforms on. The bandidos, the 3,000 boys, the regulators, and the Linwood Vikings are only a few of the estimated 17 gangs that operate in jails and sheriff's stations across LA County. I'm going to read that again, but I got to clear my throat first. It says, the bandidos, the 3,000 boys, the regulators, and the Linwood Vikings are only a few of the estimated 17 gangs that operate in jails and sheriff's stations across the county. Members often have matching tattoos connecting them to the secret groups entrenched at all levels of the departments. These people are thugs. These police officers are thugs. Villanueva's predecessors have failed for decades to stamp out the problem of deputy gangs, which is now the subject of a federal probe by the FBI. Oh, the FBI, they gangs too. They part of it too. You got gangs investigating gangs. It's crazy. Gang members investigating gang members. That's what that is. The officers claim Bandidos members beat them after an off-duty department party in September 2018 in LA, months after they lodged complaints with their superiors about intimidation and harassment by the gangs. The beaten officers said at least 100 witnesses saw the attack but didn't intervene, and that superior officers covered up for the attackers. Of course they did. This past February, the LA County District Attorney Office declined to criminally charge 4 suspected members of the Bandidos involved in the brawl, but noted that 21 suspected witnesses at the party declined to be interviewed. Villanueva worked out of the East LA station and knew of the gang culture, according to the claim. At the time, Villanueva said the department wouldn't tolerate any form of hazing or harassment, and added the allegations made in the claim happened before he took office. After a 2-year investigation of the incidents, the department is now initiating disciplinary procedures for 26 officers involved in the brawl, a process that could lead to suspension or termination from the force, Villanueva said in a press conference at the Hall of Justice in downtown LA. So there you have it. These people are thugged out gang members, and they want us to feel sorry when somebody popped them off, but don't expect us to feel sorry when they kill one of us. They don't want us to be protesting. We go out and protest. Here come Trump supporters. messing with the protest, disturbing the protest. These people are thugs, and I do not feel sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry when someone go out and kill them. They are thugs. Don't piss me off. Let me go on to my next story because that done pissed me off. Why do some black women have to be extra? Why do we have to be extra sometimes? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay, I came across this article I wanted to share. Where is it? Let me find it, people. And then we're gonna talk about some some predictions of the end times. Y'all know I got to get that in there. Black passenger taken away by police after racial rants. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord, these black people. Now, I'm talking before I didn't really read the article, so let me see what this article is all about before I go on my own rants. Why do we have to be extra sometimes, though? I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And they looking for her. They don't even know who she is. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord. Telling you, man, so much going on. Y'all better ask the Lord for forgiveness. It's time to repent. The Lord is coming, y'all. Whether you like it or not, he's on his way back. And I know we've been saying that for thousands and thousands of years, but it's got to end sometime. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's got to end sometime. It's not a video. Well, I don't want to play the video. Shalom, Brother Ariel. I don't want to play the video. I am a queen of California, and you people are going extinct. Black passenger is escorted off plane by police in Sacramento after launching racial rants when asked to take a seat. So there is a video because it says a video of the incident taken by one of the passengers has been shared online. It starts with a flight attendant trying to get past a woman standing in the aisle. When the woman is told to sit down, she refuses and begins to rant at passengers. And they are asking people to email the News US Daily Mail, newsus@dailymail.com if they know who the woman is. They didn't get her ID. They didn't call the police. Now you want us to turn her in? Boy, bye. The video of a black passenger claiming to be a queen from California being taken away by an officer after a racial rant on a plane has been shared online. At the start of the video, a flight attendant can be seen trying to get past the woman who refuses to move, claiming the flight attendant is antagonizing her. So she says she's a queen, but she acting like a peasant. The woman tells the flight attendant not to push her, saying she's trying to go to the bathroom on the plane, which has landed in Sacramento. Trying again, the flight attendant tells the woman to sit down, telling her she needs to get to the door. A blind woman sitting next to where the incident is unfolding can be heard telling the woman, "You are not listening." In response, speaking louder, the woman in the way says, "I am not a child. I am grown. I'm trying to go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom? What do I gotta listen to? Are you my boss? You're white privilege. You are not my boss. Sit down. You are white privilege. Sit down. You wait for me to get to my bathroom. Please respect me." Juicy, honey. I might want to play the video. The woman again refuses to move, to which the flight attendant asks someone out of shot to call them now. Speaking about airport security. Her rant continues, and the woman begins to be more aggressive towards the woman sitting down, telling her to shut up and stay in her lane. Passengers sitting in the area appear either bemused or agitated, with some laughing either at or with the woman, ranting, saying that she's the queen of this mother effer. They was laughing at her, certainly not with her. After a few minutes, an officer arrives and asks the woman to leave the plane. Why we gotta be extra? Why can't we just get on the plane and go where the hell we got to go? Why do we have to be extra? Oh, Jesus, have mercy on my soul. Let me find my next story. Because she made me want to log off. Just extra in front of everybody. So, to all of you guys across the United States of this here America, have y'all seen any smoke from the California fires? Because it's been reported that smoke can be seen from as far as Virginia, which is my neck of the woods. Anybody seen any smoke? Okay, now I want to talk about Paula White. Paula White. Oh, Paula White. Who is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. I got to talk about her. Paula White, Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. Woe unto you, heifer. Woe unto you. I'm sorry, y'all. I started reading the article. Ooh, child. This is Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, Paula White. Wow. April said, my cousin in Seattle, Washington said she sees smoke from Portland. She also said, we not extra, we bout it. But remember, that's only what they are showing us. No, sis, some of us are extra. All she had to do was sit her tail down. All she had to do was sit her butt down as the lady instructed her to do. She was blocking the way for the stewardess to get by. Background music, that song is called Damn You Fine. It's by my brother Elo and my cousin Ricky Mozon. It's called Damn You Fine. I just took the vocals out of it. You know, you can do that on VDJ now, virtual DJ. You can remove the vocals from a song. I love it. Trump's spiritual advisor says Jesus would not have been our Messiah if he had violated immigration laws. What does she mean by that? Jesus would not have been our Messiah if he broke immigration laws. Paula White, President Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, said Monday that Jesus would have been sinful if he had violated immigration laws. I'm wondering, did he violate immigration laws when did Mary and Joseph violate immigration laws when King Herod was out to kill Jesus and they fled to Egypt? Were they violating immigration laws? She said, I think so many people have taken biblical scriptures out of context, like y'all do, to say stuff like, well, Jesus was a refugee. White said to the Christian Broadcasting Network, and yes, he did live in Egypt for 3.5 years, but it was not illegal. If he had broke the law, then he would have been sinful, and he would not have been our Messiah. Lord, I got a headache. White added that her recent trip to a Virginia facility that detained undocumented workers was amazing. She is lying. Not just 3 square meals, psychiatric care, clinical medical care, chapel, events, schooling, language, and love, she said of the facility. White's remarks came on the heels of President Trump's executive order in June to end the separation of migrant families, which occurred as a result of his administration's zero-tolerance immigration policy introduced in April. Trump told reporters he ended the policy because he didn't like the sight of the feeling of families being separated. No, that's not why he ended the policy. He ended the policy because it's time to go and vote. Before ending the executive order, Trump administrative officials repeatedly used religion to defend child separations at the border as a practice that was orderly and lawful. I would cite you to the Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government because God has ordained them for the purpose of order. Attorney General Jeff Sessions said in a speech, orderly and lawful processes are good in themselves and protect the weak and the lawful. You know what? I'm going to stop right there. I'm just going to stop right there. That's utterly ridiculous. They are ridiculous. How much longer, Most High, are you going to let these people? I know what. I have a scripture that I want to share about this. Oh, Jesus. You know how these so-called evangelical Christians say that God put Donald Trump in office? So maybe he did. Maybe he did. Let me read something for you. Let me read, I think it's Daniel 4:7. Wait. Let me see here. Let me see here. I need to clean my computer. Okay, here it is. Here. Oh, why won't this go away? Okay, let me start over. I got to start over. I just want to find this scripture right quick. For the people who believe that Donald Trump is the golden child, that the Most High, that he was placed in office by God, I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to agree with you because nothing gets done without the hands of the Most High Yah. Without his say, we can't do anything. I'm going to agree with you. But let me go to Daniel 4:17. Let me go to Daniel 4:17 and show you what I'm talking about. Daniel 4:17. Oh, wait. Daniel 4:17. Let me get April comment off of there right quick. Oh, Daniel 4:17. It reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men." So it's just saying that God placed in government whomever he wants. It's up to him. Whomever he wants to place in office, it's solely up to him. You feel me? I don't know why this won't let me go to the next picture. This is really pissing me off. So what is a base man? Said he set him up over the basis of men. What is a base man? A bass man. Now I ain't talking about nobody that played guitar. So I ain't talking about somebody that played bass guitar. This is what a bass man is. Low in place, mean, vile, worthless. That is, low in value or estimation. Used of things, of low station, of mean account, without rank, dignity, or estimation among men, used of persons. That's what a base man is. Does that kind of describe Donald Trump? Don't that kind of describe Donald Trump? Daniel 4:17 again says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. Y'all get the point? He set up over it the basis of men. And as we just read, a base man is what? Low in place, mean, vile, worthless. That is low in value or estimation, used of things, of low station, of mean account, without rank, dignity, or estimation among men. That's a base man. That's Donald Trump. He is a base man. And so therefore, the Most High Yah can put in office anyone he wants. You can be brilliant or you can be stupid, just like Donald Kingpin Trump. Now, that's all I got to say about the matter. Let me see if I have any stories left up in here. I don't think I do. Oh, yes, I do. I definitely have to talk about Joe Sticky Fingers Biden. I sure got to talk about him because there's some things about Joe Biden that black people need to know. Not that it'll make a difference. They'll still vote for him. Just like Trump supporters will vote for him, even though he said he'd walk around grabbing women's poontangs. Tell you, boy, we got it all screwed up. We are all screwed up. All screwed up. Did I have stories about people talking about these preachers claim the end of the world, an asteroid is going to come and it's going to be the end of the world soon and blah, 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 and all that? I'll save those stories for tomorrow. As for now, I need to talk about Joe Biden. And let's see how much he and Kamala Harris do have in common. As soon as I find my article, where did it go? Where you at, Joe? I have to read this article about Joe Biden. Even though I'm getting sleepy, I have to. Because I didn't even know this about him. Let's see, what did I do with it? Announcements. Let me see if I can find this article on Cujo. Oh, here we go. I wish we wasn't such a stiff-necked people. It says, will black voters still love Joe Biden when they remember who he was? Huh? Will black people still love Joe Biden when they remember who he was? Let's see just how much Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have in common. Now we know why he chose her, at least me, after I read this article. Will black voters still love Biden when they remember who he was? Will they? Yes. I think they know who he is now. It says Joe Biden once called state-mandated school integration the most racist concept you could come up with. And Barack Obama, the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean, he was a staunch opponent of forced busing in the 1970s. He was a staunch opposer of forced busing in the 1970s and leading crusader for mass incarceration throughout the 80s and 90s. This is Joe Biden we talking about. He was a staunch opponent of forced busing. He was opposed against black people being bused across town to go to school with white people. I believe I would have been opposed to that too. But you know how black people are. We want to be like the Greek. We want to be like the Greek. He was a leading crusader for mass incarceration throughout the 80s and 90s. Uncle Joe has described African American felons as predators, too sociopathic to rehabilitate. And white supremacist senators, he called his friends. Let me read that again. Joe Biden has described African American felons as predators, too sociopathic to rehabilitate. But he called his white supremacist senators his friends. And a plurality of black Democrats want him to be their party's 2020 nominee. A plethora of Democrats want Joe Biden to be their party's 2020 nominee. Whether Biden can retain that support after voters learn more about his problematic past could very well determine the outcome of the party's primary race. To explore that question, let's pick from the former vice president's hefty baggage on racial justice, and then the case for thinking that Obama's halo would prove to be brighter than the shadow of Biden's darkest record. Biden's record is dark. He helped kill the most effective policy for improving black educational attainment that America has ever known. He was for desegregating America's schools until his constituents were against it. His colleagues were against it. When the Delaware Democrat launched his first campaign for the senator in 1972, the Supreme Court had just ruled that the Constitution required policymakers to pursue the greatest possible degree of actual desegregation, and that forcing white students to attend schools in black neighborhoods and vice versa was a legitimate means of doing so. Being an enlightened liberal, Biden began his candidacy as an advocate for such policies. He accused Republicans of demagoguing the busing issue and appealing to white voters' ugliest instincts. Guess who else is supporting Biden? Who decided to jump on the Biden wagon? Anita Hill. Y'all remember Anita Hill? Y'all remember Anita Hill? She accused Clarence Thomas of sexual harassment back in the day, and they had all these big court cases and didn't mean a damn thing because he still ended up being, what is it, Justice? Chief Justice? She said she never pictured herself voting for Joe Biden. But given the political reality the nation is facing, she's not only going to vote for Biden, she's also willing to work with him should he become president. You better leave Anita Hill alone, Joe Biden. Or Anita Hill, you better leave Joe Biden alone. Y'all just need to leave each other alone. Notwithstanding all of his limitations in the past and the mistakes that he made in the past, notwithstanding those at this point, between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I think Joe Biden is the person who should be elected in November. We shall see. Hill told CNN's Gloria Borger, but it's not just because he's running against Donald Trump, she adds. It's more about the survivors of gender violence. That's really what it's about. Lord, here she comes talking about this gender violence mess. Anita Hill accused I just said his name, Clarence Thomas, of sexual assault back in the day. It was dirty. It was grimy. She said, and if this means voting for and working with Joe Biden, then so be it. My commitment is finding solutions, and I am more than willing to work with him, Hill said. She'd like to work on issues of sexual harassment, gender violence, and gender discrimination. Hill and Biden have a troubled history dating back nearly 3 decades. In 1991, Biden was chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee and oversaw the confirmation hearings of then U.S. Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas. Hill was the star witness, testifying that Thomas sexually harassed her when they worked together at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Thomas denied the allegations. Hill said those hearings permanently altered her life. For Hill, the public declaration of a willingness to work inside government is a sea change. Hill insisted this is bigger than her and bigger than Biden. Oh my goodness. How long, Most High? How long do we have to go through this? How much longer? I have a question about the incident with Roderick Walker, and I've been asking this. I have been asking this throughout the internet, throughout all my platforms. Why aren't the names of the officers being released? The ones that beat up Roderick Walker. How come? Why is it that we don't know their names? Is it so that they can go to other departments and apply? And the police chief of that department, Victor Hill, he has a long rap sheet himself. He's a thug himself. Black people love it that he fired one of the police officers that beat up Roderick Walker. They praising him for it. But he's a thug himself. I don't understand what's wrong with black people. Are they keeping it in there just because he's black? I don't know. But no one has answered my question yet. No one has answered my question as to why these police officers are not being named. They are being protected. Well, y'all, I think I'm done right now. It's already 1:45. I've been on here for 1 hour and 45 minutes. I have not expected to be on this long. So I just want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you, April. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Brother Ariel. Thank you, Brother Moshe Ben Yahuda. Thank you, Brother K. Judah. And also, thank you to DJ Pete's all the way from Greece for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's your girl, BeeSparrow. I love y'all, man. But I got to get up out of here. Holla at your girl, though. Holla at your girl. All right? Peace.
You got me thinking about your sweet ass all the time. I wanna do it like that, from the front to the back. Damn, you're fine. You got me thinking about you all the time. I wanna do it like that. Damn, baby. In my eyes, you a star, cause you shine on my mind 24/7 while I'm out in the grind. I find time to think, hey yo, she's just what I need to calm a nigga down and baby carry my seed. I dig you like a brave, a slave to your seduction, face so beauty, body tight like my